Hello, everyone. Welcome to Mr. English Lab. Thank you so much for being here today. If you like learning English in a simple and relaxed way, please remember to subscribe to this channel. This channel is created especially for learners who want to improve their English slowly without pressure or fear. Here, you can practice listening and speaking in a peaceful and friendly environment. Every episode is designed to help you understand English more clearly and learn something useful for your daily life. Before we begin, take a deep breath. Sit comfortably, relax your mind and body. This is your learning time. There is no rush, there is no stress. We will learn together, step by step, calmly and confidently. Learning English should feel safe and enjoyable, not stressful or confusing. Today, we are going to talk about an important topic that almost every learner needs to understand. Our topic is how to make hard work a habit. Many people believe that hard work happens only when they feel motivated or excited. Some people think they work hard only when an exam is coming or when something important is near. But this way of thinking is not correct. Hard work is not something you do only sometimes. Real success comes from doing small efforts regularly. The true secret of success is not motivation, it is consistency. When you work hard again and again, even on normal days, your mind slowly becomes used to it. Over time, hard work feels easier. It feels less stressful and less tiring. It also becomes less scary because your brain understands that this effort is normal. When hard work becomes a habit, you do not need to force yourself. You start doing it naturally, just like brushing your teeth, washing your face, or making your bed. You do not think too much before doing these things. They are simply part of your daily routine. In the same way, hard work can become a normal and simple part of your life. This idea is very important for you as an English learner. Learning a language takes time, patience, and effort. You cannot learn English well if you study only when you feel happy or motivated. You need to practice a little every day. You need to listen, speak, read, review, and repeat again and again. At first, this may feel difficult, especially if you do not have strong study habits. But when you build the habit of hard work, even small tasks feel easier. You stop asking yourself, do I want to study today? Instead, you study because your mind is trained to take action. Hard work becomes normal, not heavy. In today's episode of Mr. English Lab, you will learn what hard work truly means and why doing small efforts every day is more important than doing big efforts only sometimes. Consistency is more important than speed or pressure. When you move slowly but regularly, you can go much farther. In this episode, you will understand why habits are so powerful and how they can truly change your life. Strong habits help you work better without feeling tired, stressed, or overwhelmed all the time. When something becomes a habit, your mind does not fight against it anymore. I will share very simple steps that you can use every day to slowly build your habit of hard work. These steps are easy and realistic. Anyone can follow them, even if you feel lazy, busy, or unsure at the beginning. You will also hear examples from daily life that show how small actions can create big results when you repeat them again and again. Small efforts done many times are more powerful than one big effort done only once. By the end of this episode, you will know exactly how to start building your own habit of hard work. My hope is that you'll feel confident and ready to begin today, not tomorrow. So let us start this journey together and learn how to make hard work a natural part of who we are, not something we fear or avoid. Now let us understand one very important question. What is hard work? Before we talk about how to make hard work a habit, we must clearly understand what hard work really means. Many people think hard work is something very big, painful, or exhausting. They imagine it as something only strong, special, or very talented people can do. But this idea is not true. Hard work is much simpler than most people believe. Hard work means giving your best effort even when something feels difficult or uncomfortable. It means staying focused on a task for a good amount of time, even when your mind wants to stop or choose something easier. Hard work does not mean being perfect. No one needs to be perfect. Mistakes are normal. Hard work is about trying again, improving step by step, and staying committed to the goals that matter to you. Hard work appears in our daily lives more often than we notice. For example, waking up early every day for school or work is a form of hard work. Finishing your homework when you really want to watch videos or play games is also hard work. Learning new English words, practicing pronunciation, listening carefully, and speaking even when you feel shy are all examples of hard work. Simple activities like cleaning your room, exercising a little, cooking food, studying regularly, or saving money are also forms of hard work. These actions may look small or ordinary, but they require time, discipline, and attention. That is what makes them hard work. Hard work does not always look exciting or impressive. Many times it looks quiet and simple. It's doing the right thing even when no one is watching. It's choosing effort over comfort again and again. These small actions may not feel important today, but over time they create strong habits and real success. When you understand hard work in this simple way, it no longer feels scary. It becomes something you can do every day, little by little, with patience and confidence. Many people think that working hard means working very fast, but this idea is not correct. Working fast only means finishing something quickly. It does not always mean doing it well. When you rush, you often make mistakes. You may forget important details or misunderstand what you are learning. Speed can sometimes reduce quality. Hard work is not about speed. Hard work is about doing a task carefully, correctly, and regularly. It means giving your full attention to what you are doing. It means staying patient and caring about the quality of your work. When you work hard, you are not racing against time. Instead, you are focusing on learning and improving step by step. For example, think about learning English vocabulary. If you try to learn many words very quickly, you may feel proud at first, but the next day you may forget most of them. This is because your mind did not have enough time to understand and remember the words. But if you study vocabulary slowly, repeat the words, and practice using them in simple sentences, your memory becomes stronger. You remember the words for a longer time. This is the real meaning of hard work. The same idea applies to many areas of life. Working hard means taking your time to understand something properly. It means doing things with care instead of rushing. This way, your skills grow slowly but strongly. Working hard is important because it builds your abilities little by little. Every time you put effort into something, you improve, even if you don't notice it immediately. Progress often happens quietly. You may not see big changes in one day or one week, but inside your mind and habits, growth is happening. Hard work also teaches you discipline. Discipline means doing what you need to do even when you don't feel like it. Discipline helps you continue when motivation is low. And discipline is one of the most important tools for reaching any goal in life. When you work hard regularly, your confidence also grows. You begin to realize that you can complete difficult tasks. You learn that challenges are not something to fear. Your mind becomes stronger and you feel more capable. Over time, your habits become healthier and your daily life becomes more organized and balanced. Hard work also helps you focus on what truly matters. It keeps you away from wasting too much time on things that do not help you learn, grow, or improve. When you work hard with purpose, you make better choices with your time and energy. Most importantly, hard work leads to long-term success. People who work hard in small but consistent ways are usually the ones who reach their goals. Whether their goal is to learn English, build a career, improve their health, or start something new, hard work plays a key role. Hard work is not about talent or luck. It is about showing up every day and making an effort. Even if you are not the smartest or the fastest person, you can still achieve great results through regular effort. This is why hard work is so powerful and so important in life. Hard work gives you power and control over your future. When we talk about making hard work a habit, we are talking about training yourself to give your best effort every day, even in very small tasks. Hard work is not something special that only a few lucky or talented people can do. It is something that everyone can learn. Anyone can practice it and slowly make it a normal part of daily life. When hard work becomes a habit, many things in your life become easier. Learning feels less stressful. Growth feels more natural. Reaching your goals feels more possible. You stop feeling afraid of effort because effort becomes familiar. You begin to trust yourself more, knowing that you can keep going even when things are not easy. Now that we understand what hard work really means, let's talk about why we should make hard work a habit. Many people believe that hard work is something we do only when we have a big dream or when we feel very motivated. But motivation comes and goes. Some days you feel excited, and some days you feel tired or lazy. If you depend only on motivation, you will stop often. The truth is that hard work becomes much easier when we do it every day, even for a short time. When hard work becomes a habit, it no longer feels heavy or painful. It becomes a natural part of your life, just like brushing your teeth, eating breakfast, or getting dressed. Hard work becomes something you do without thinking too much about it. There are many strong benefits to practicing hard work regularly. First, when you work hard a little bit every day, you make steady progress. You may not notice any change after one day or even 1 week, but if you continue for 1 month, 6 months, or 1 year, the difference will be very clear. Small actions repeated regularly create very big results. For example, reading for only 10 minutes a day can improve your understanding and vocabulary. Studying just a few new English words every day can help you speak more confidently over time. Writing a short paragraph regularly can improve your grammar and expression. These actions may look small, but when you repeat them daily, they become very powerful. Hard work done regularly is much stronger than hard work done only once in a while. Doing a lot of work on one day and then stopping for many days does not bring strong results, but small daily effort builds deep skills and strong confidence. Habits play a very important role in shaping our lives. Every day, our habits guide the way we think, act, and feel. We often do not notice our habits because they happen automatically, but they quietly control our future. When we build positive habits like studying, practicing English, reading, or exercising, these habits help us grow without needing constant motivation. We do not need to force ourselves every day. Our habits carry us forward. This is why making hard work a habit is one of the most powerful decisions you can make for your life. Good habits do not need a lot of motivation. They save us time and energy because they make good choices automatic. When something becomes a habit, we do not have to think too much about it. We simply do it. We do not waste energy arguing with ourselves or deciding again and again. This makes daily life much easier. But when we have weak habits or no habits at all, life feels harder. Every small task feels like a big challenge. We have to push ourselves every single time we want to do something important. This constant pushing feels tiring and stressful. Over time, it can make us feel lazy, confused, or frustrated. That is why turning hard work into a habit makes life smoother, calmer, and more organized. Instead of fighting with ourselves, we start moving forward naturally and with clear purpose. Another very important reason to make hard work a habit is confidence. Confidence does not appear suddenly or magically. It grows slowly through real experience. When you work hard and see progress, even very small progress, something changes inside you. You begin to trust yourself more. You start believing that you can finish tasks, learn new skills, and handle challenges. Each time you complete something difficult, your confidence becomes stronger. You begin to see yourself as someone who does not give up easily. Hard work teaches you that you are capable. This feeling helps you stay calm and focused when you face new or difficult situations in the future. Confidence is not about being perfect or being better than others. It's about knowing that you can improve through effort. It's about understanding that mistakes are part of learning and that progress comes from practice. We can see the power of hard work habits clearly in everyday life. Think about school. A student who studies a little bit every day usually learns better and feels less stressed than a student who studies only right before an exam. The first student has built a habit of hard work. Because of this habit, learning becomes easier and more natural. In the workplace, an employee who works consistently becomes reliable and trusted. They finish tasks on time and improve their skills little by little. They do not need to rush or panic because their habits keep them prepared over time. This leads to growth and success in their career. In language learning, hard work is one of the most important habits of all. A person who practices English every day, even for just 10 minutes, improves much faster than someone who studies only once a week. Daily practice helps the brain remember better and feel more comfortable with the language. Small daily habits may not look impressive, but they quietly create strong results. When hard work becomes a habit, learning becomes easier, confidence becomes stronger, and progress becomes a natural part of life. When hard work becomes a habit, it creates a big difference over time. Slowly, day by day, you begin to shape the direction of your life. You become someone who takes action instead of waiting. You become someone who keeps growing instead of staying stuck. You begin to build your own future step by step with patience and effort. Hard work as a habit gives you strength, discipline, and confidence. It helps you stay calm when life becomes busy or stressful. It helps you stay focused when there are many distractions around you. It also helps you stay motivated, even on days when you feel tired or unsure. Hard work is not about being perfect or doing everything without mistakes. It is about being consistent. It is about showing up again and again, even in small ways. So making hard work a habit is not just about doing more tasks. It is about becoming more as a person. You become more confident in yourself. You become more capable of handling challenges. You become more in control of your time, your choices, and your life. The best part is that this habit does not need big or difficult steps. It can begin with very small actions every single day. Before we learn how to build the habit of hard work, it is helpful to understand what habits really are and how they work inside our brain. A habit is something you do again and again, often at the same time or in the same situation, until your body and mind learn to do it automatically. For example, most people brush their teeth every morning without thinking about it. They do not stand in front of the mirror and ask themselves, "Should I brush my teeth today?" They simply do it. This is the power of a habit. A habit saves time, saves energy, and saves mental effort because the action becomes automatic. Habits are formed through repetition. When you repeat the same action many times, your brain begins to create a pathway for that action. You can imagine this pathway like a small road in your mind. In the beginning, the road is narrow, rough, and difficult to use because the action is new. You need to think a lot and use more energy. But each time you repeat the action, the road becomes wider and smoother. It becomes easier to walk on. After some time, your brain starts choosing that road automatically, without much thinking. This is why habits feel easier over time. The brain loves habits because habits require less energy than new actions. New actions feel heavy and uncomfortable because the brain is not used to them. Old habits feel light and easy because the brain already knows what to do. This is why starting something new feels hard at first, but becomes easier if you continue. When you understand how habits work, you realize that hard work does not need to feel difficult forever. At the beginning, effort feels heavy, but with repetition, hard work slowly becomes natural. It becomes part of who you are. And once that happens, growth, learning, and success become much easier to achieve. One simple way to understand how habits work is through the cue, action, and reward cycle. This cycle explains how habits are created and why they become automatic over time. A cue is something that reminds you to start the habit. It can be a specific time, a place, a sound, or even a feeling. For example, the alarm you hear in the morning is a cue. Sitting at your desk can also be a cue. Feeling bored or stressed can sometimes be a cue too. The cue is like a signal that tells your brain it is time to do something. The action is what you do after the cue. This is the habit itself. It could be brushing your teeth, drinking a glass of water, stretching your body, studying, or even checking your phone. The action is the behavior you repeat. The reward is how your brain feels after you finish the action. It could be comfort, relief, happiness, pride, or simply the feeling that you completed something important. When your brain experiences this reward again and again, it starts connecting the desk, the English book, and the good feeling together. After some time, when you sit at your desk, your brain automatically wants to study. You do not need to think too much or force yourself. The habit becomes strong and natural. Understanding this habit cycle helps us see why building habits makes hard work easier. When you start something new, the work often feels heavy and uncomfortable. You have to push yourself. You have to remind yourself again and again. Sometimes you even feel like forcing yourself to begin. This happens because your brain hasn't created the habit pathway yet. But if you stay consistent, even with very small actions, your brain slowly begins to build this pathway. Each repetition makes the pathway stronger and smoother. After a few weeks, the effort feels lighter. You no longer need as much motivation. You don't need to fight with yourself every day. Your brain starts guiding you automatically. This is why people with strong habits often look very disciplined. It's not because they are always more motivated or more talented. It's because they understand how habits work. They build small habits, repeat them regularly, and allow time to do its job. Over time, hard work becomes easy, natural, and part of who you are. When you use the habit cycle in a smart way, you can train yourself to work hard without stress. You begin with small actions, connect them to simple rewards, and repeat them daily. Slowly, your brain learns that hard work is safe, useful, and even enjoyable. And this is how hard work becomes a lifelong habit. People who have strong habits usually build small systems that help them take action every day. With each small action, their brain becomes stronger and more comfortable with effort. Over time, hard work feels less difficult and less scary. This is what makes reaching big goals possible. Big goals are not reached in one day. They are achieved through many small actions repeated again and again. So when we say make hard work a habit, we are not asking you to do something impossible. We are not asking you to work all day or push yourself until you feel exhausted. We are simply asking you to start small, repeat often, and allow your brain to do the rest. When habits are used in the right way, hard work becomes easier, more natural, and sometimes even enjoyable. With enough time, these habits can truly change your life. Now that we understand why habits are powerful and how they form inside the brain, let us talk about how you can actually make hard work a habit in your own life. Many people want to build good habits, but they do not know where to begin. They often think they must change everything at once. They believe they need to make big changes immediately, but this way almost never works. The truth is simple. Strong habits always begin with small and simple steps. When you move slowly and carefully, your brain accepts the new behavior more easily. The habit feels lighter each day, not heavier. Step 1. Start small. This is the most important step. Your brain does not like sudden, difficult changes. When you try to do too much at one time, you may feel stressed, tired, or overwhelmed. This often leads to quitting. For example, instead of studying English for 1 full hour every day, start with just 10 minutes. 10 minutes feels easy. It does not scare your brain. It is easy to begin and easy to repeat. When you start small, your brain says, "Yes, I can do this." That positive feeling helps the habit grow stronger over time. You can always increase your study time later, but at the beginning, your habit should feel gentle and simple. Starting small helps you stay consistent, and consistency is more important than doing a lot. Step 2. Choose one clear goal. Many people make the mistake of trying to change everything at the same time. They want to study more, exercise more, sleep better, eat healthier, and learn new skills, all at once. This usually leads to confusion and stress. Instead, choose one clear goal. Focus on one habit first. For example, decide that your goal is to practice English every day for 10 minutes. When you focus on one thing, your energy is not divided. Your brain feels calm and clear. After one habit becomes strong, you can slowly add another. Building habits is not a race, it is a process. When you move slowly and focus on one step at a time, you give yourself a much better chance to succeed. Small steps, clear goals, and daily repetition are the true keys to making hard work a natural part of your life. Trying to change many habits in 1 week almost always leads to failure. When you try to do too much at the same time, your brain feels confused and tired. It becomes hard to stay focused, and you may give up quickly. Your brain works best when it focuses on one habit at a time. For example, choose a simple and clear goal, such as "I will practice English every day." This goal is easy to understand and easy to remember. When you focus on one goal, your energy becomes stronger. Your mind feels calmer and clearer. You're also much more likely to succeed because you are not feeling overwhelmed by too many tasks. Step 3. Create a clear routine. Once you know your goal, the next step is to create a clear routine. A habit grows faster when it has a fixed time and a fixed place. This helps your brain understand when and where the habit should happen. For example, you can decide to study English every morning after breakfast or every evening before going to bed. When your routine is clear, your brain begins to connect the time with the action. After some time, when that time arrives, your brain automatically prepares to study. You do not need to think too much. You simply start. A clear routine makes hard work feel simple, organized, and calm. Without a routine, hard work can feel confusing or stressful. With a routine, it becomes part of your daily flow. Step 4. Remove distractions. Another very important step is to remove distractions. Distractions are things that steal your attention and pull you away from your habit. These can include your phone, social media, loud sounds, TV, music, or even other people. When you want to build a habit, it's helpful to control your environment. For example, if you want to study, place your phone in another room or turn off notifications. If you want to exercise in the morning, prepare your clothes the night before. If you want to read more, keep a book on your desk or next to your bed. When distractions are removed, starting the habit becomes much easier. Finishing the habit becomes easier too. Your environment begins to support you instead of working against you. Step 5. Stay consistent. Consistency means doing your habit every day or at least on a regular schedule. This step is very important. Even on days when you feel tired, busy, or unmotivated, doing a small version of your habit helps keep the pattern alive. For example, if you usually study English for 30 minutes, but one day you feel very tired, you can study for just 5 or 10 minutes. The time does not matter as much as keeping the habit going. When you stay consistent, your brain learns that this habit is a normal part of your life. Consistency builds strength over time. Small effort done regularly is much more powerful than big effort done only once in a while. This is how hard work slowly becomes easy and natural. Even if you normally study for 30 minutes but feel very tired today, you can study for just 2 minutes. It may seem very small, but it still counts. Doing a little every day is much better than doing nothing. Consistency is more important than perfection. What matters is not how much you do, but how often you do it. Even tiny steps repeated daily make your habit stronger over time. Step 6. Reward yourself. To make your habit even stronger, remember to give yourself a reward. A reward is something that makes your brain feel good after completing the habit. This positive feeling helps the habit grow because your brain begins to connect the action with pleasure. Your reward does not have to be big or complicated. It can be simple. For example, after studying, you might listen to your favorite music for a few minutes, enjoy a small snack, watch a short fun video, or even say to yourself, "Good job." When you reward yourself, your brain starts linking hard work with something enjoyable. This makes the habit feel easier and more motivating. Step 7. Track your progress. Finally, it is very helpful to track your progress. Tracking means marking or writing down the days when you complete your habit. You can use a notebook, a calendar, or even a habit tracking app. When you see your progress building day by day, it gives you extra motivation to continue. Tracking also reminds you that even small actions add up over time. Often, the results may not look big at first, but the record shows that you are improving. Seeing your progress visually creates a strong sense of achievement. It tells your brain, "I am improving. My effort is working." This feeling encourages you to keep going. When you can actually see your improvement on paper or on a screen, it becomes proof that your small actions are making a difference, even if you don't notice it immediately. When you combine all these steps, starting small, choosing one goal, creating a routine, removing distractions, staying consistent, rewarding yourself, and tracking your progress, you give your brain everything it needs to build strong habits. Each part of the process helps your brain feel comfortable with effort and makes hard work easier. Over time, these habits become natural. Hard work stops feeling heavy or scary. It becomes part of your daily life, something you do almost automatically. Your mind learns to take action without resistance. Your confidence grows because you see that you can complete tasks. Your focus improves because your brain knows what to do. And slowly but surely, your life begins to feel more organized, productive, and full of small, meaningful achievements. By following these simple steps, you can turn hard work into a habit that lasts for life. Small actions repeated daily can truly lead to big results. When hard work becomes a habit, it can even feel enjoyable. You no longer need to force yourself every day. Your habits begin to guide your actions naturally. Over time, your life becomes more productive, organized, and successful, one small step at a time. How to stay motivated. Staying motivated is one of the biggest challenges for anyone who wants to make hard work a habit. Many people believe they must feel motivated before they start working, but this is not true. Motivation is not something that magically appears every morning. Some days you may feel full of energy and ready to do anything. Other days you may feel tired, bored, or lazy. This is normal because you are human. The important thing is learning how to keep going even when your motivation is low. When you understand how motivation really works, you can continue making progress every day, not just on the good days. Step 1. Dealing with tiredness. One of the biggest reasons people lose motivation is simple. They feel tired. When you are tired, your mind becomes slow and even small tasks feel difficult. To deal with tiredness, the first step is to be kind to yourself. Don't expect perfect energy every day. Instead, focus on small actions that keep your habit alive. If you are too tired to study for 10 minutes, study for just 2 minutes. If you are too tired to exercise for 30 minutes, stretch for 5 minutes. If you are too tired to write a page, write one sentence. These small actions may seem tiny, but they are very important. They tell your brain, I can still do something, and they prevent your habit from breaking. Another helpful way to deal with tiredness is to take short breaks. When your body or mind feels heavy, a 5-minute rest can give you new energy. You can walk around your room, drink water, take deep breaths, or close your eyes for a moment. A small break does not destroy your habit. Instead, it helps you return to your work with a clearer mind. Remember, rest is part of hard work. Taking a short pause does not mean you are lazy or failing. It actually helps you continue your habit with more focus and energy. By being gentle with yourself and using small actions and short breaks, you can keep your habit alive even on low-energy days. When you combine these strategies, hard work no longer depends only on motivation. Instead, your habits take over. Even on days when you feel tired or unmotivated, your brain knows what to do. Over time, this approach makes staying consistent much easier, and your life becomes steadily more productive and successful. Step 2. Staying focused. Staying focused is another big challenge, especially today when the world is full of distractions. Phones, messages, videos, noise, and social media all compete for your attention. To stay focused, it helps to make your environment friendly for work. For example, put your phone in another room. Turn off apps or notifications that are not needed. Choose a quiet corner of your home and clean your desk so your mind feels ready to focus. A neat and quiet space helps your brain concentrate on one thing at a time. If you still find it hard to focus, try using a simple timer. Tell yourself, I will focus for just 5 minutes. Often, once you begin, you discover that you can continue much longer than 5 minutes. Focus becomes easier when distractions are small and when your brain knows exactly when to start. Step 3. The truth about motivation. One of the most important things to understand is that motivation often comes after you start, not before. Many people wait for motivation like it is a bus that will come and take them somewhere. But motivation does not work that way. Motivation is created by action, not by waiting. When you start doing something, even a very small part of it, your brain feels a little success. That success creates motivation. For example, when you read one page, you may suddenly feel like reading the next page. When you learn one new English word, you feel like learning another. When you clean one corner of your room, you may feel like cleaning more. The action creates the feeling, not the other way around. This is why starting is the most powerful part of staying motivated. The first step is always the hardest, but once you begin, the next steps become much easier. Even a small start can build momentum that carries you forward. Step 4. When you don't feel like working. On days when you do not feel like working, remember that this feeling is completely normal. Every person has days like this. The key is to avoid letting one slow day turn into a slow week. When you feel unmotivated, return to the smallest version of your habit. If you cannot study for 10 minutes, study for 2 minutes. If you cannot exercise for 30 minutes, stretch for 5 minutes. If you cannot write a page, write one sentence. These tiny actions keep your habit alive. Small steps send a message to your brain, I can still do something. These tiny steps prevent your habit from breaking. Over time, small efforts become bigger and more natural. Even on days when motivation is low, your habit continues and you continue growing. By using these strategies, dealing with tiredness, staying focused, understanding motivation, and doing small actions on slow days, you protect your habit and keep making progress. Hard work no longer depends only on motivation. Your habits guide you, and your life becomes more productive, calm, and organized. If you cannot write a full paragraph, write just one sentence. If you cannot complete all your tasks, complete one small task. You do not need to be perfect. The most important thing is to show up. Showing up keeps your habit alive. Often, that small moment of action brings your motivation back naturally. Another useful trick is to remind yourself of your why, the reason you started your journey. Ask yourself, why do I want to learn English? Why do I want to work hard? What is my real goal? When you remember your purpose, even a tired or busy day feels meaningful. Your why gives you strength to continue, not because you feel highly motivated, but because your actions are connected to your goal. You remember that your effort has a purpose. This is why motivation is not something you wait for. Motivation is something you create through small actions, clear routines, gentle rest, and focused daily effort. When you learn how to work even on days with low motivation, you become strong, consistent, and disciplined. Over time, these small actions turn into habits. And these habits eventually lead you to success. Real-life examples. Sometimes it is easier to understand the power of habits by looking at real-life situations. These examples show how small daily habits can lead to big results. They also show that you do not need to make huge changes. You only need small actions repeated again and again. Example 1. The English learner. Imagine a student who wants to learn English. She dreams of speaking clearly, understanding movies, and feeling confident in conversations. At first, she tries to study for 1 full hour every day, but after a few days, she feels tired and stressed. She becomes busy with school, family, or work. She cannot continue this routine, so she changes her plan. Instead of studying for 1 hour, she studies for just 10 minutes every morning after breakfast. 10 minutes feels easy, simple, and realistic. She does not feel stressed or overwhelmed. This small daily habit becomes part of her routine. Every morning she sits at her desk, opens her English notebook, and studies. After a few weeks, 10 minutes is easy. Her brain starts expecting the study time automatically, and the habit grows stronger. Even though 10 minutes seems small, the results over time are huge. Every day she learns a few new words or practices a little pronunciation. After a month, she notices she can understand more English in movies. After a few months, she speaks more confidently in conversations. These small, consistent actions create big improvements, all without feeling forced or stressful. This example shows a key truth. You do not need huge effort to succeed. Small actions repeated every day build strong habits and long-term success. Hard work is not about doing everything perfectly. It's about showing up, staying consistent, and letting your habits guide you. She listens to a short English podcast, reads a paragraph from a book, or learns 3 new words. She also uses a small notebook to track her progress every day. After 1 month, she notices that her vocabulary is growing. After 3 months, she understands English better when she listens. After 6 months, she feels more confident speaking. She reaches her goal not because she studied a lot in 1 day, but because she studied a little every day. Her small daily habit creates big progress over time. Example 2. The person who wants to exercise. Now, imagine a man who wants to start exercising. He wants to be healthier and feel stronger, but every time he tries, he loses motivation after 1 week. The problem is that he tries to do too much too fast, like a 1-hour workout on the very first day. One day, he decides to try something different. He starts with just 5 minutes of exercise every evening, 5 minutes of stretching, walking, or simple movements. At first, it feels almost too easy, but that is exactly the point. He wants to build a habit, not stress himself. After 2 weeks, 5 minutes becomes a natural part of his day. Then he increases it to 10 minutes. After 1 month, he begins to enjoy the routine. He feels proud because he is consistent. Slowly, he becomes stronger, healthier, and more energetic. His small daily habit grows into a new, healthier lifestyle. Example 3. The employee who wants to improve. Everyone makes mistakes. Sometimes you forget to study. Sometimes you skip a day. Sometimes you are too tired. This is completely normal, but many people feel discouraged after a small failure. They think, I skipped a day. I'm terrible at this. I can't do it. And then they quit. Habits are not about being perfect. They're about being consistent over time. How to avoid this? If you miss a day, just come back the next day. One missed day does not destroy your progress. What matters is that you continue slowly and steadily. The real secret to building habits is perseverance, not perfection. Keep going even if your actions are small. Every little step counts, and your brain remembers the pattern you are creating. Mistake 3. Waiting for motivation. A lot of people believe they should feel motivated before they start working hard. They think, I will study when I feel ready. I will work hard when I have energy. I will start when I'm in the mood. But motivation is unreliable. It comes and goes. If you wait for motivation, you may wait forever. How to avoid this? Start with a very small action. Even if you don't feel like it, read one paragraph, learn one new word, do one push-up, or write one sentence. When you start doing something small, your brain feels a little success. That success creates motivation naturally. Motivation does not appear first, it grows after action. The simple act of starting can make the next steps easier and more enjoyable. These 3 mistakes are very common, but they are easy to avoid if you understand how habits work. Start small, keep going after mistakes, do not wait for motivation. With these strategies, hard work becomes easier, more natural, and even enjoyable. Remember, success does not come from doing everything perfectly at once. It comes from small, consistent actions. Each small step builds your skills, strengthens your brain, and slowly changes your life over time. These small actions become habits, and these habits bring real results. You can learn English, exercise, improve at work, or reach any goal by taking one small action every day. The key is to keep showing up no matter how little you do. Small actions repeated consistently create big change. Hard work does not have to feel heavy or impossible. It just needs to be regular and steady. Sometimes people start building habits but make mistakes that stop them from succeeding. One very common mistake is not having a clear plan. Some people want to build a habit, but they don't know when, where, or how to do it. Without a plan, habits disappear quickly. You might forget, get distracted, or feel confused. Habits need structure to grow. How to avoid this? Choose a clear time, place, and action for your habit. For example, you could decide, every morning after breakfast, I will study English for 10 minutes at my desk. This simple plan gives your brain clear instructions. It makes starting easier and keeps your habit alive. A clear plan also helps you track your progress and celebrate small wins, which makes your habit stronger. By understanding the common mistakes, you can make your journey to building habits much smoother. The 4 most common mistakes are trying to do too much at once. Many people want big changes immediately. They try to study English for 2 hours, learn many new words, practice speaking, and do exercises all in 1 week. At first, it feels exciting, but it becomes too much. Motivation disappears, and they give up. The solution is to start small. Even 10 or 15 minutes of daily practice is enough to grow a strong habit over time. Giving up after small failures. Everyone misses a day or feels tired sometimes. Some people think, I skipped a day, I can't do this, and then quit. But habits are about consistency, not perfection. If you miss a day, just come back the next day. One small failure does not destroy your progress. Waiting for motivation. Many people wait to feel motivated before starting work, but motivation is not something you wait for. It is created by action. Even a tiny step like reading one paragraph, learning one word, or doing one push-up creates a small success. This success grows into motivation naturally. Action creates motivation, not the other way around. Not having a clear plan. Without a plan, habits fade, you forget or feel confused. The solution is to choose a clear time, place, and action. For example, I will study English for 10 minutes at my desk every morning after breakfast. A clear plan makes starting easy and helps you track progress. When you start small, stay consistent, and follow a clear plan, hard work becomes easier and more enjoyable and part of your daily life. Now that we understand why hard work matters, how habits form, and how to stay motivated, it's time to learn some simple daily practices to build the habit of hard work. These practices are easy and anyone can do them, even on busy or tired days. The secret is consistency. When you repeat small actions every day, your brain learns, your habits grow, and hard work becomes a natural part of your life. 1. Create a morning routine. How you start your day has a big effect on the rest of your day. A simple morning routine helps your brain switch into focus mode. For example, you might wake up, brush your teeth, drink a glass of water, and spend 10 minutes working on your goal. Your goal could be studying English, writing a few sentences, reading a book, planning your day, or learning something new. When you follow the same morning routine every day, your brain begins to understand. Now it's time to focus and work. Even if you wake up feeling tired or distracted, the routine gently brings your mind back to your goals. A simple morning routine may seem small, but it has a huge effect on building the habit of hard work. 2. Use a 10-minute work timer. Starting is often the hardest part. Thinking about working for 1 hour can feel heavy and overwhelming, but almost anyone can work for 10 minutes. Set a timer for 10 minutes and focus on one task. For example, study English vocabulary, clean your desk, practice speaking, write a paragraph, review your notes, or do light exercise. When the timer ends, you can stop or continue if you feel motivated. What usually happens is this: once you begin, your brain gets into a flow and you naturally want to keep going. The 10-minute timer gives you a clear start and a clear finish, making hard work feel easier and less stressful. When you repeat it daily, it becomes a strong habit. 3. Use a to-do list. A simple to-do list keeps your tasks clear and your mind organized. Writing down what you need to do helps you avoid forgetting tasks or feeling confused. For example, write 3 to 5 small tasks for the day, such as learn 3 new English words, write 1 paragraph, review yesterday's notes. Start with small, easy tasks. As you complete each task, your brain feels a small sense of success. This motivates you to continue and makes hard work feel rewarding. Checking off tasks also gives you a sense of accomplishment and shows that you are moving forward, even on busy or tired days. 4. Break big tasks into small steps. Big tasks can feel overwhelming. For example, writing a full essay or studying a whole chapter may seem impossible at first. The solution is to break the task into small, manageable steps. Instead of write an essay, start with write 1 sentence, write 1 paragraph, add a title and introduction. Each small step is easy to complete. When you repeat these small steps every day, they add up. Soon, the big task is done without stress. Breaking tasks into small pieces also helps you stay consistent and build the habit of hard work naturally. 5. Reward yourself. After completing a task, even a small one, give yourself a reward. This could be listening to your favorite music, enjoying a small snack, watching a short video, or simply saying, "well done" to yourself. The reward helps your brain connect hard work with a positive feeling, making it easier and more enjoyable to keep working every day. 6. Track your progress. Keeping track of your actions is very helpful. Use a notebook, calendar, or habit tracking app to mark each day you complete your tasks. When you see your progress, it gives you motivation to continue. Tracking shows you that even small actions add up to big results over time. A to-do list. A to-do list can transform your day. Write down your tasks, even small ones. For example, learn 5 new English words, read a short paragraph, exercise for 10 minutes, review yesterday's notes, write 1 sentence. A to-do list helps you stay organized, focus on what matters, reduce stress, and track your progress. Each time you check off a task, your brain feels a small reward. That good feeling encourages you to continue and strengthens your habit. A to-do list is more than just planning. It gives you small victories every day. 4. Celebrate small wins. This is one of the most important daily practices. Every time you complete a task, take a moment to celebrate. You don't need anything big. You can say good job to yourself, take a small treat or snack, enjoy a short break, listen to your favorite song. Smile and feel proud. These tiny celebrations send a positive message to your brain. Celebrating small wins helps your mind enjoy the process of working, not just the final result. When something feels good, it becomes easier to repeat. And when it's easier to repeat, it slowly becomes a habit. When you combine all these simple daily practices, a morning routine, a 10-minute work timer, a to-do list, and celebrating wins, you create a strong system that makes hard work feel easier and natural. These practices work even if you are busy, tired, or not feeling motivated. They are small and realistic, but when done consistently, they grow into strong habits that support your goals. The key is repetition. Each day you practice these steps, you strengthen the connections in your brain that make hard work automatic. Over time, you will notice that work feels smoother, more natural, and even enjoyable. When hard work becomes a habit, it feels easier, natural, and even enjoyable. You won't need to force yourself as much because the habit will guide you. Building the habit of hard work is not about doing huge or difficult tasks every day. It is about using simple daily practices that train your brain, build consistency, and create small rewards. Starting your morning with focus, working in short intervals, planning your tasks, and celebrating your achievements creates a strong foundation for lifelong habits. These small steps, repeated every day, lead to big changes over time and make hard work a natural and joyful part of your life. Review of today's episode. Let's recap everything we learned about making hard work a habit. What hard work really is. Hard work is not about being perfect or doing impossible tasks. It is about giving your best effort, paying attention, and improving little by little. Hard work helps you grow, build skills, gain confidence, and move closer to your goals. Why habits are powerful. Habits train your brain, make actions automatic, and save energy. When hard work becomes a habit, it feels easier, natural, and even enjoyable. Instead of forcing yourself, you simply follow the routines you have built. How to build the habit of hard work. Start small. Choose one clear goal. Create a routine. Remove distractions. Stay consistent. Reward yourself. Track your progress. These steps create a strong foundation for success. Understanding motivation. Motivation often comes after action, not before. Some days you will feel tired or unmotivated. That is normal. What matters is taking small actions, like studying for 2 minutes or exercising for 5 minutes. These tiny actions keep your habit alive. These small steps, like studying for 2 to 10 minutes, keep your habit alive and help you keep moving forward. We saw real-life examples. The English learner studied 10 minutes a day. The person exercising started with 5 minutes a day. The employee learning new skills spent 15 minutes daily. Their success didn't come from doing a lot at once, but from consistency. We also learned about common mistakes: giving up after a failure, trying to do too much, waiting for motivation, or not having a clear plan. Awareness, patience, and simple strategies help avoid these mistakes. Finally, we shared simple daily practices to build the habit of hard work. having a morning routine, using a 10-minute timer for focused work, writing a to-do list, celebrating small wins. These small actions, repeated every day, create a strong foundation for long-term success. Encouragement. Building the habit of hard work isn't easy at first, but it is possible for everyone. You don't need special talent, a perfect plan, or endless energy. What matters is small, consistent actions and the willingness to keep going even on hard days. Every small step matters. Every effort counts over time. These small steps turn into strong habits, and those habits shape your life. Imagine yourself 1 month, 3 months, or a year from now. The small actions you take today, just 10 minutes a day, can grow into real achievements. Your future self will thank you for starting now. This week's challenge: choose one small task related to your goal, something you can do in 10 minutes or less every day. Examples: learn 5 new English words, write 1 paragraph, stretch for 5 minutes. Organize your workspace. Set a specific time each day, follow your routine, and track your progress. Start small, stay consistent, and watch your habits grow. Set a specific time each day to do your small task. It could be anything related to your goal, like learning a few new English words, writing 1 paragraph, stretching for 5 minutes, or organizing your desk. The important thing is to make it part of your day so that it becomes a habit. Each time you finish the task, take a moment to notice your progress. Even if it feels small, tracking your progress is very powerful. You can write it down in a notebook, mark it on a calendar, or use a simple app. When you see the days you completed your task, it gives your brain a positive signal. It tells you, "I did it. I am moving forward." This small sense of achievement helps you stay motivated. Focus on showing up, not on being perfect. Some days you might not feel like doing your task, or you may have a little time. That is okay. Doing a tiny bit is better than doing nothing. If you plan to study for 10 minutes but only have time for 2, just do those 2 minutes. The most important part is to keep the habit alive. Small, repeated actions are the secret to success. Over time, your brain will start expecting the habit and it will feel easier to do. You will notice that after a week of doing your task consistently, you already feel a little stronger and more confident. Your skills improve slowly but steadily. This is how habits work. They grow quietly but powerfully when you keep going. Even small daily efforts create results. You might not see a huge change immediately, but if you continue every day, after 1 month, you will see clear improvement. A small daily action can lead to big achievements in a few months or a year. This is true for anything: learning English, practicing sports, improving your job skills, or even organizing your home. Every day you take 1 step forward. Your progress adds up. Your future self will thank you for starting today. Remember, you are capable. You do not need to be perfect, and you do not need to do everything at once. What you need is consistency. Keep going even on days when you are tired, busy, or not motivated. Motivation is important, but action creates motivation. When you start a task, even a very small one, your brain feels a little success. That success encourages you to continue. This is why starting in even tiny steps is more important than waiting until you feel ready. Celebrate your achievements. Each time you complete your task, take a moment to feel proud. You can reward yourself with a short break, listen to your favorite song, enjoy a snack, or simply say, "Good job." Celebrating small wins makes the brain connect hard work with positive feelings. It turns effort into a habit you enjoy rather than something you force yourself to do. Over time, these small rewards make it easier to keep going. Small steps repeated every day lead to big results. The key is to start now and keep practicing. Every effort counts. Every day you show up, you're building a stronger, better version of yourself. This week, choose one small task related to your goal. Set a time, do it, track it, and celebrate it. By the end of the week, notice how much better you feel. You will see that even small actions can create real change. Keep going, stay consistent, and enjoy learning and growing. Step by step, day by day, your habits will shape your future.